now the AI hairs are starting to stand up. How do you make a game that's bigger or just as big in less time? Well, yeah, you guessed it. The interview also says, and this is kind of unfortunately courtesy of Schreier's commentary, this is Bloomberg's paraphrasing here, that, quote, Larian has been pushing hard on generative AI under Vinca as CEO.
Interesting. But what effect?
So Schreier said that, not Sven Vinca.
That's not a direct quote. That is a paraphrase leading into a quote. So yeah, that's
To
Schreier
what
interpreting
effect?
the situation basically. As
To
a
what
writer.
effect?
Which is, hey, that's normal. Journalists do that. That's typically how stories flow. I just want to be fair to this part of it. I've got issues that I'll get into. This part's still in bounds, I think, but you could argue the wording for sure.
Yeah, all right. So the interview specifies that Larian's developers use AI to, quote, explore ideas, flesh out PowerPoint presentations, develop concept art, and write placeholder text.
Seems just the stuff, right? Yeah. Vinca also insists that when it comes to Divinity, quote, everything is human actors.
Sure.
We're writing everything ourselves.
Okay. He even acknowledged that some developers inside Larian aren't thrilled to use AI in game development, but that, quote, I think at this point, everyone at the company is more or less okay with the way we're using it.
Guys, that's how I would use it. Listen, whenever I had friends and shit, here, I'll show you how to like actually use AI. Let me log on. I don't care about any of that. I would say chat, or make me a Final Fantasy VII materia system within Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. You know how you use this? Designed to be class agnostic, slot-based, gear matters, scalable by level, core concepts. Materia slots. If you have a simple weapon, it has 1 slot, 2 slots. Light armor, 1 slot, 2 slots, 3 slots. Link slots. Materia type, green, yellow, blue, purple, MP. It's some examples, blah blah blah. Spellcasting rules. It's going over that. Materia has this many charges. Do you know how fucking long it would take to make this? Because I've done it. It takes months, if not multiple years, to like construct and like playtest and shit. Make sure like everything's fine, balanced, and everything. And this should be balanced for the 3.5 system. Can you give me all the magic materia from Final Fantasy VII in this system you've created? Look, it's done it. It's done it. Or it's doing it. It's doing it. Now, were I running a campaign like this, destruct 10% of max HP necrotic, 20%. I may fuck around with this a little bit and give it the once over. But I would go through all of these. They have AP based leveling. Like, I've effectively incorporated Final Fantasy VII materia wholesale into Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition by using the armor of 5th edition and their different armor type scalings and having materia that I can dole out at will. And I can say, can you give me all these summoner summon materia? And it'll do it. One summon materia per long rest. Action to cast unless is noted. Last a minute. Choco Mog. Shiva, Ifrit, Ramu, Titan, Odin, Leviathan, Bahamut, Gajata. I did not see anything beyond please stat them out. Oh, and they're doing even more. So anyway, AI is not the be-all end-all, but it does some fucking amazing shit, right? But you can't just wholesale port it in and be like, oh yeah, my day is done, right? But you can get ideas and you have to mix and match and do whatever. AI is a tool, it's not a crutch.
Meaning AI.
Yeah, so yeah, if you stack all that together, it doesn't feel very good. And I think that's kind of the core here. You have the article saying that Vinka, as CEO, is pushing AI. He's saying it's not really resulting in a whole lot of efficiency gains in development. And also his employees are kind of getting used to it and kind of accepting it. Like that
disagree.
sort of verbiage is not what you want to hear from a game studio you may have invested a lot of hope into.
That's the key word there, Lawrence, because I never invested hope. So when I heard him talk about AI, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you're probably forcing it. So generally speaking, the comments don't sound great. I didn't have too much of a problem with what he was saying, but then the more that I read about it, the more I was like, ooh, and I started doing this thing. I started throwing my collar out because I knew. Because it did not go over well with the fans and even other games.
I think 90% of people are so fucking stupid that it doesn't really matter. I would rather judge for myself how people implement this. And again, 90% of people are going to implement this incredibly stupidly. But Larian, I kind of trust to do it in a way that I've said and shown. Literally, I just showed how to do it. So
developers. We'll get to the game devs in a second.
Yeah, that's when the subject matter starts to jump around a bit. So first with the fan reaction, which is not great, and again on Reddit, we're all intelligent people gather to comment on things.
Oh, we are. We're very intelligent, all
writes,
of us.
Quote, I cannot wait for this stupid fucking bubble to burst. This is beyond disappointing.
Van Dristine says
just like if you're not a real musician, if you use AI to produce music, you're not a real artist. Just like if you use AI to produce art. Yeah, but like, let's be real. Most modern music 4 chords. Don't make me play the 4 chord song. I've already done it a million times. You can use 4 chords to play a 4 chord song. You've mastered 95% of all popular music. Maybe 6 chords get you the other 5% in all pop music. Yeah, I have a book this big about musical theory, but nobody uses classical music anymore mostly. Doesn't really matter. You know, GAB, you know your basic 7 chords and your minor versions of them. You can play effectively any song ever in the past, goddamn, maybe like 100 years. Maybe if you know your 7th chords as well.
Bubble to burst. This is beyond disappointing.
Van Dristine.
I would say, like, this shit comes around every once in a while. Like, oh, you don't know your arpeggios or whatever, and you use a synthesizer and it does your arpeggios like up and down the board. Oh, you're not a real musician. I mean, sure. Yes.
It says the comments are, quote, so disappointing from Sven. And that quote, this article proved Gen AI is garbage because despite pushback by people in the company, but executives are like, no, everyone likes it now because they'll lose their jobs if they don't.
A good reason to convince yourself to like something. Sure, yeah. Goman1717 notes that even this negative reaction is more muted than most, commenting that they, quote, can't help but to imagine what this thread would look like if this was coming from anyone other than Sven Vinke. Lol.
I don't have a dog in the fight because I'm not a developer in what I do know about workflow, but it's very interesting to see the relatively tame take from Reddit on Gen AI use when it's coming from a beloved studio versus the plethora of other devs and publishers who share this same exact sentiment, yet get raked over the coals for it. I can't help but to imagine what it would look like coming from anyone other than... Wait, this doesn't make sense because it's talking about the relatively tame take from a Reddit on Gen AI use when it's coming from a beloved studio versus all of the other developers and publishers that get raked over the coals for it. But I assume this is a very beloved publisher and they are getting raked over the coals for it. Ah. Okay. I'm actually kind of confused on this one, but sure.
That's a really good point, actually. I didn't even think about that. So to potentially clear any stake Jason Schreier might have had in the hubbub for editorializing that Vinke was, quote, this is from Schreier, pushing hard on generative AI, the Bloomberg writer posted the expanded transcript of the interview on Blue Sky yesterday afternoon.
So that's something. Clears some amount of air. Vinke also followed up by providing a diplomatic statement to IGN and posting a much less diplomatic version of the same message to X, really. I'll take the IGN one. All right. The IGN statement reads, quote, we are neither releasing a game with any AI components, nor are we looking at trimming down teams to replace them with AI.
Okay. And then Sven's X post opens with, because it's pretty long, quote, holy fuck, guys, we're not pushing hard for or replacing concept artists with AI.
I like the holy fuck. I mean, but yeah, he's probably
I'm
pretty shocked at how
with
quickly the winds have turned on him. But just for fun, because the direct quote here I think means something. Hey, what did that Bloomberg article say again? Let's pull up that quote. What's between those quotations?
So Schreier said, under Vinke, Larian has been pushing hard on generative AI. Although the CEO said
pushing hard on it again does not mean that it will be in the game. That's not the best way of saying it, but if they're pushing hard on it, saying that, like, you know, pushing hard, like, I can see to a lot of people maybe mandating it, which is not good. That is not good. But if they're like, oh, if you need a thing and can't think of it, then use AI, like, I want Winnie the Pooh being stung on his ass by a bumblebee that looks like a flying scorpion. You can just generate that with AI and then use your own artistic skill to like draw something in your own image. But like you can get at least a semblance of what it is. It's like if you had a polygonal structure or like the little man, it's like, oh, make a man running. Can you visualize it? Yes, but can you get the little wooden man doll and make him in a running pose like that? Yeah, you can do that. I mean, is that generative AI if I like make a man in a running pose and then use him to like sketch out what I think in my head? If you use generative AI in that way that people use the posing man to do like a thing, is that bad use of AI? Yes. If yes, why? Because I think no, because of the little I have one of those little men that you can like pose and shit and then draw the sketch of. I
The
don't know.
technology hasn't led to big gains in efficiency. Now, again, that's from Jason Schreier.
Yeah, I just wanted to check. I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming too much, but between the lines there, given that he's saying we are not, quote, doing the thing the Bloomberg article said we are doing, to me that's a bit of, hey, that's not cool. I don't know. The fact that he's directly refuting what the article is saying is interesting, and I don't know. I got more opinions about that, but I'll put him on the back until we get to the end of the story.
All right, yeah. So Vinka goes on to say that Larian employs 72 real living human artists. 20.
Is it weird that it's like 72? Like 72 virgins?
3 of which are concept artists, and they intend to hire more.
A lot of them.
That's great.
23 of which.
He clarifies, and this is, like Bruce said, a pretty long post, but I think it's pretty important. Quote, I was asked explicitly about concept art and our use of Gen AI. I answered that we use it to explore things. I didn't say we use it to develop concept art. The artists do that, and they are indeed world-class artists. We use AI tools to explore references, just like we use Google and art books.
I agree with that.
At the very early ideation stages, we use it as a rough outline for composition, which we replace with original concept art. There is no comparison.
Okay, I mean, I feel like that might clarify a little bit. The shift in political winds.
I agree with that.
Invited more critique of Larian, of course. This time from game developers frustrated with the company's hiring process.
Yeah, and this is a different subject, just to be clear, but still, it doesn't sound great, and it does seem to be opening up some more dark aspects.
Alexa, turn on the lights.
So Julie Muncie posted on Blue Sky, quote, if you see narrative people being meaner about Larian than it sounds like they deserve, trust me, we've been waiting for this one.
Whoa, oh my gosh, okay. There's a lot of people are talking shit behind their backs and behind closed doors. I didn't realize. Bruno Diaz decries that, quote, everyone in games narrative circles has heard the stories at this point, thanks to insane amounts of unpaid work in writing tests, end quote, excessive numbers of interviews, months and months of back and forth.
I don't know what they mean by writing test. I have heard that like people that apply for jobs have sent in AI art and they've come in for job interviews and they've told them to like draw a warrior on the back of a panda bear in a snowstorm, and like they have to do it in front of a person. So I mean that's a fair thing to do. It's incredibly stressful, but
etc.
Yeah, which doesn't sound great, but also,
sounds like a goddamn.
It's a slow hiring process as they happen.
Yeah, it's slow. It sounds slow.
Baldur's Gate 3 and Mind's Eye, developer Hash Bandicoot, which is a fantastic name, even shared a very troubling story of a workplace assault at Larian Studios. So that's not great at all. And that's on a different order than the hiring process was was frustrating and long and drawn out. So that's obviously, like, I have really no comments aside from that is terrible. But you can see how a lot of stuff stays pent up until people feel like the atmosphere is a little kinder to come out with certain information. And I don't know if this is just the start or this is the end or whatever, but these are the dynamics at play here. And again, without vouching for any of those very serious accusations, we have seen this pattern before, haven't we? In game devs, unfortunately, history has proven many times that it's not the greatest idea to invest your hopes into a business, despite believing in the sainthood of its leaders. Valve's included in this, so please start developing your emotional independence. But yes, this does kind of fit a pattern, and namely that's explosively successful CEOs that feel like they may have figured something out, and that thing they figured out has given them immunity from the same forces that affect everyone else. So, Sven, if you're listening to this, you make some great games, and I appreciate that, but just there's no reason to talk. I'm sorry. It feels great when everyone agrees with you, but they'll only do that for so long, and to some degree, they look forward.
I think it's probably best as a fairly large dev. Like, I would say Larian is a fairly large dev now, that they've come out with Divinity 2 and Baldur's Gate 3. Divinity 2 is like really, really highly respected. Baldur's Gate 3, obviously one of the best games of all time. I think you should shut your fucking mouth and just don't say anything about anything. Because if you spurt out anything on the internet, and I know, and I'm a tiny amoeba of a creator, people are gonna shit on you. And imagine what it's like being a fairly large, fairly well-known creator. Anything you say ever, people are going to actually you, right? They just will. It just is what it is.
Day in the future when they can eat you alive, and there's been people waiting.
There it is.
Whether that's justified or not, whether they had to wait for the right moment to say what they needed to say. This is just what happens. It comes with success, and it comes with growth.
True.
You're gonna have haters. You're gonna have people that have gotten hurt along the way. Just please don't tell yourself. Don't go to sleep every night thinking that you've got the sauce, and that inoculates you from the internet, because they
will rip you apart. And maybe you do have the sauce, but people will still rip you apart.
will come for your ass, and they will do it gleefully. And historically, that gives us a cautionary tale for the future. Okay, all right. Cyberpunk came out, was buggy as hell. Everyone was like, Witcher 3 wasn't like that. It was, and everyone ate CD Projekt alive, and a lot of people had a lot of fun doing it. We're basically set for the exact same thing happening in.
But are we? You cannot. Oh, they just announced this game. He's not going to say we're set for the exact same thing with Larian, is he? Please don't, Lawrence.
Let's say 4 years with Divinity. It's going to come.
No, it's 4 years away, bro. We're talking 2030. 2030. Are you feeling old yet? 2030. A new decade.
Come out in early access. It's going to be buggy. It's going to be small. And everyone's going to compare it to Baldur's Gate 3 at its best and say, how they've fallen off. It's because AI. It's because Sven Vinka turned on us. He was supposed to make good games.
Do you realize how good AI is going to be in 2030? If it continues its trend, I don't know. AI might eat itself from cannibalizing other AI. We may get like a mad cow disease of AI soon. But I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. It's so random.
Games, and this is AI garbage, and so just prepare for that. And maybe if you're hearing me now, 4 years from now, that thought will still rattle around in your brain, and you'll be prepared.
4 years is such a long time. Do you remember where you were 4 years ago? Well, I was incredibly drunk to lamp, so maybe that's not the best thing. But 4 years ago, I was on fucking cloud nine. Had a wife, had a beautiful future, had every like. Man, a small amount of time can change. Small amount of time turns into a big amount of time, and nobody even notices. So who the fuck knows what's gonna happen 4 years from now? We could all be dead. This might not even matter. Or AI could be the best thing ever. Who knows?
You'll have your emotional investments in safe places.
You don't, and I don't.
Like, I don't know, stuffed animals. They make gunpla kits are really cool. You could really get into those. But yeah, maybe not companies. Maybe not companies. I don't know, Bruce. What's your read on all this?
You think that I thought that I would be the largest planetarium director in Texas? Well, in like teaching astrophysics and shit. But the astrophysics thing I could see, but like the planetarium director thing, did not see that one coming. Who knows? Maybe in 4 years I'll be married and happily, going along with my life with some body or something. I don't, dude, I don't fucking know. Like, 4 years is a very, very long time. And we're already shitting on Larian. I don't know if I endorse this.
Oh man, Lawrence, I'm going to be one of those people who have been sitting on this for quite a long time. I don't have any very specific stories about Sven Vinca or Larian. However, there are many things. I said to Lawrence, not on the show, but I said to Lawrence off the show, over the years, Sven Vinca would not shut the fuck up. He was constantly talking about how this game screwed up and this other game screwed up. Basically, like since he was the poster child of success, indie success with the Baldur's Gate 3 and Larian, I would see him then comment on other video games, and I was like, the more that I listened to him, the more I was like, okay, man, like other video games can be made, they can have mistakes, like it's no big deal. I was just tired of hearing him talk about other video games and about all the missteps they made. Well, bad news. He's made a pretty large misstep here. And this is something, again, I did say on this show years ago. When Baldur's Gate 3 came out in early access, it was garbage. It didn't work.
Interesting.
It was like all the networking was terrible.
Hey. So my thing about maybe shutting your mouth up. Maybe shutting your mouth up and just doing what you need to do. And not interacting with anyone online. Who did that work for? That has gained universal praise. Oh yeah, No Man's Sky. They got completely shit on, and No Man's Sky is effectively the best space-based simulator of all time right now. I endorse it as an astrophysicist, even though they have green stars. Not a fan of that, but it's one of the most fun games to play. And also, who else did that? Oh yeah, the people that made, I don't know, a little tiny game called Silk Song, successor to Hollow Knight. Even though I'm too stupid to beat it and I'm not good enough, I recognize the immaculate amazingness of it. And they did not interact online like at all. They just went silent and fucking just developed the game and then released it, and everyone loved it. Me included, even though I'm not good enough to beat it because I'm an old piece of shit. Great game up to where I got to it, and then I watched other people beat it and like, oh yeah, this is great, man.
Terrible. The story was broken. You couldn't do any of the things you could do when the game was in full launch, like 1.0 or whatever it was. It took them 2 years to get to 1.0. And I felt like a crazy person when people are like, Baldur's Gate 3 is the greatest video game of all time. It's like, it's been 2 years in early access. They've been working on it for 2 years.
Just
and
shut up and
it. I did. I bought it. So,
shut up and make the game. Don't even put it in early access. You know what game wasn't in early access? Silk Song. You know what game is amazing? Silk Song. Early access, maybe not the best for all games. I bought a lot of games in early access, and they're all pretty good. I bought one last night called Song of Six. Pretty fun. City builder. Not all games need to go that way, though.
So the same thing is going to happen with Divinity. Now, the problem is Sven Vink, like you said, has given them a scapegoat, which is they're going to go and be AI. It's AI. It's Sven Vink's fault. It's AI. And then he's going to take some real abuse. And I, for the record, really love Baldur's Gate 3. I
want to play through it again.
But
do I even have it downloaded?
Countless times working at countless companies. Shut the fuck up. Just make your video game.
Oh, I do have it downloaded.
Succeed,
I can play it right now.
Pat yourself on the back in private. Go give your employees bonuses. Tell everybody they did a great job. But
oh yeah, give your employees bonuses like I got. I got a $3,000 bonus, and they took $700 away from it because fuck the government, fuck them so much, fuck them. I hate them. Fuck them. Anyway. Give them a little bit of a bonus. Give them a bonus to compensate the offset of the federal income tax. And by the way, can I tell people where I want my income tax to go? I want it to go to like education and infrastructure, not fucking ICE and shit like that. But, you know, that'll never happen. Anyway, continuing.
Don't go preaching to the press about how great you are, because I promise you, they're going to come for you. Like Lauren said, they're going to come for you as soon as you make one misstep. And they're actually looking for you now. When they see you do that kind of stuff, they're starting to think to themselves, well, I need to bring this guy down as fast as possible. So, Sven, just stop. Go back to make your video game. If it releases and it's great, awesome. I'm so excited for you. Again, give your employees bonuses, pat yourself on the back, then go make another video game.
Yeah, gosh, I remember Sven was the one who gave that impassioned speech at the Game Awards, right? About, I know what the game of the year is going to look.
My man is decked out in full, like, that looks like plate armor to me. That ain't not scale mail or chain mail. That is full fucking plate armor. He has got a dexterity inhibition. But you know what? Well, I don't know. Maybe on his legs. He didn't go full plate mail.
Look like every year from now. And he described a lot of general virtues in games. All right, so it was a nice speech, but maybe this is just the cynic in me. When that was happening, first of all, I was drunk as hell. But second of all,
I feel you, Lawrence. I feel you right now. I'm you know, really there. Barely toasted. We got a little bit left though.
I was like, 3 years from now, people are going to hate you. And it won't be your fault. Maybe it'll be your fault. But like, if you have to do everything perfect from now until you die, or you're going to be,
you're fucked a little bit. You're fucked a little bit.
Honestly, like people like us, it's good for business when game devs open their mouths. And honestly, in a non-cynical way, I wish there were more communication between game developers and game players. But yeah.
I don't. Man, I don't know if I agree with that. Because I want game developers to have their vision. And in the olden days, back when, you know, I had potatoes, I boiled them, mashed them, stuck them in a stew. We just played the games that came out. We played the developer's vision. You played Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 3, 1, Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, but you just played the games that came out. Now we have this like weirdly what feels to be forced symbiotic relationship between game devs and game players. And I get the early access, and it's like, oh, you can buy the game and then develop, then um, guide the development, and that's fine. Sometimes it's not fine because people are stupid and fucking retarded as shit. I'm sorry. Sorry they are. They just are. People are dumb. You want your game development to ride on people that are on their phone freaking 16 hours a day? I don't I don't know, man. Like, I genuinely don't know. You want people, and then we have Gen Alpha coming up on like brain rot, and you want those people to guide your development? I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know what gaming is going to look like in 5 years, especially as us millennials get into our 40s. We are like the top dogs now. We are controlling everything. We have Gen Zers who are coming up and coming. They're in their mid 20s to early 30s. And then we got Gen Alpha who are about to come into premature adulthood, that were raised on absolute fucking brain rot. And we're talking about 4 or 5 years into the future. How is gaming going to look? This is a theoretical analysis.
Then we have situations like this where the drama is more savory than the reality. And to that point, the spicy drama. Yeah, I don't think the wording was great. I think it's a bit disingenuous for Schreier to pretend like he didn't know that that was going to like read a certain way, or maybe he's oblivious. But either way, it's not good either way. I think either he knew what he was doing and he's pretending not to, which means he's being a bit cowardly and trying to save face, or to give him as much credit as possible, he writes for a business audience. You know, he writes for investors, and investors want to know that they're pushing hard on AI. So that phrase is business as usual to
Why
the right
not?
audience, but
Yeah.
fans are not the right audience anymore. He's usually a bit better about being aware of both of those audiences. He's always been business oriented since he started writing for Bloomberg. I don't have a problem with that. Makes sense.
So weird, because we're entering a generation where people have not grown up without the internet. I would say that's Gen Z, but now Gen Alpha or Gen even Beta, Gen Beta is in the conversation right now, where they are not going to have not been grown up with AI. So we have people like me that knew life without the internet. Gen Z has always had the internet, but then they've been on the internet maybe without social media, and then with social media. And then we have Gen Alpha, who's always had social media. And then we have the they've grown up with brain rot, bro. Like, I was in the planetarium the other day. Like, not the other day, but like 2 months ago, let's say. I asked if anyone had any questions about any kind of astronomy. You know what? You know what? A second grader asked if I had seen the fucking Minecraft movie. That's what we're dealing with, people. Not about the infinity of the cosmos, the wonders of planets, even of planets beyond, which is my study. Some stupid kid asked me about if I had seen the fucking Minecraft movie. Do you know how deflated I became? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, let's continue.
But I do think he takes liberties with editorialization, is something that I brought up before. I remember pitching a fit when he, what was it, like 22? He wrote some article about descent.
And I liked the Minecraft movie. I had not seen it at the time. I watched it maybe like a few weeks after. Fine. But that's entertainment. It's not academic intellectualism, even for a second grader. I knew what I wanted to be as a fourth grader. I wanted to fucking be an astronomer because I was like, what's the meaning of life? What's the end of the universe? What's the beginning of the universe? Like I had these thoughts as a fourth grader. Somebody, oh, have you seen Minecraft movie? Jockey Chicken? Or whatever the fuck, Chicken Jockey, whatever the fuck it is. God, we are so doomed as a species. Yeah.
Inside Sony Studio.
I like Minecraft. I played the fuck out of Minecraft right now. But there's a time and a place, and people put themselves and their kids in front of, what is it, Cocoa Melon and shit. Dude, we are headed for a very, very dark future.
Videos about their unwillingness to greenlight any original games.
It had
been true, but it had zero quotes in it. And he was sourcing all these anonymous people, but paraphrasing them all. And at the time, and even now, I was like, you got to watch out.
Quotes are vital. You know, it means that someone aside from the writer is telling the story. Even if they're anonymous, quotes still mean that there is someone who's giving you their information as opposed to the writer interpreting.
Quotes are vital in context. I don't like that he said quotes are vital. Quotes are vital in context. If I say, and this is a Family Guy quote, which you could even take this out of context and not even acknowledge that. But if I say, yay, I caused 9/11. If you didn't know what that meant in context, which is what Family Guy did, you would think that was a horrible quote in a super fucked up kind of thing. But in Family Guy, they had to cause 9/11 to event the world catastrophe apocalypse. So, quotes are fine, but they have to be in context of a thing. Like, I can find you that funny Family Guy thing because 9/11 was horrific. I watched it. I'm actually like a weird, like my grandfather was a JFK like conspiracy theorist. I'm not a 9/11 conspiracy kind of guy. Planes hit the buildings, they fell down. But like I'm fascinated by it. But I think I can't do that. I cannot find that immediately, so I won't.
it or collecting a bunch of.
But
mentions
there's
for who
a
knows who,
funny
saying
Family
who
Guy
knows
joke
what,
about
for
it.
Who knows what reason?
About
You gotta watch out, bud.
context.
Like you can't use other people's words as your own and also dodge any of the responsibility involved with that, which seems like what he's trying to do. So I don't know. I've had my issues in the past. I have my issue with this. Problem is, it's kind of a good interview apart from that particular phrasing, which I think just got really loose.
I genuinely don't think that's a bad part of the phrasing.
And
I don't.
maybe temporarily
Sorry.
forgot the temperature of the
I just
room.
don't.
Yeah, Lawrence, you're right. Jason Schreier hopefully learned a lesson, maybe.
Oh,
And
Jason
hopefully he's
Schreier.
texting
Yeah,
Sven
yeah,
Benka
yeah.
being like, I am so sorry. I did not.
Right. Okay. If they're talking about Jason Schreier misquoting him and not reading the temp of the room, then I'm all for that. Yeah,
mean to throw you under the
100%.
bus because this is going to be weeks of Sven taking, verbal abuse online.
I agree with
I'm
that.
not saying
I
you should
agree
do
with
any of
that.
but it's going to happen to him, and I kind of feel bad for him now at this point.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
he's a CEO.
I agree
That's
with
what he
that.
does. He has to look at future technologies. So either way, we hope this all kind of smooths over quickly. So thank you very much for watching Inside Games. We still don't use AI to make the show, which is, by the way, why it takes so long to come out. I'll be honest with you, Lawrence. I've been working on
They produce daily shows. I produce daily shows, but nobody gives a fuck about me.
an editor and hosts that are all AI, and that way I don't have to do nothing. I just turn it on, we spit it out, and we spit out a video every hour.
Free
Yeah, any
hour.
headline that reaches like page 2 of Google, no matter how accurate or not, it's going up. The Bruce and Lawrence bots are here to read regurgitated AI slop to you. No, this is
Let's
all
go, baby.
yes. Hopefully watching human produced content makes you feel good. Hey, if it makes you feel
I hope watching me as a human produce content, if not drunkenly, most days makes you feel good.
really, really good, feel free to check out our Patreon, please. We use that to make this show and pay the humans that help us to make it. Some folks are so team human that they're already supporting us, so thank you very much, Dreamweaver, George the Beer Villain, and Jambers87. You guys put the U in human. Does that work?
Stop it.
I mean, you could
Stop
you
it.
could
No.
say
Stop it. Okay, there's a Young Yeah video about the Aryan or Larian. Ooh, I did a Nazism there. Don't like that. Ooh, probably shouldn't have done that. Anyway, oh wait, Rocket Lab Electron launches. Wait,
It's coming.
It's coming. Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, it really feels like they've ramped up the cadence. We did have
oh wait, we missed it. What is this? Rocket Lab launch Electron from. Wait, did they? I guess they.
Mixture of kerosene and liquid oxygen. They burn very bright, and if you have
Here, let's see
if you
what
have
we got.
cooperating weather conditions, it should be easily visible and kind of difficult to miss. In contrast to the dark night sky above you tonight,
Two
we are hearing
minutes.
from our very own
We can do that.
Pato on the ground. That weather is looking absolutely great tonight, so we are hoping.
Through three-word procedure is now in effect.
Yeah, let's shit up the low Earth orbit. Let's go, baby.
Beacon on LD on countdown.
Low Earth orbit.
Lovely
Let's
call.
shit it up.
Auto sequence and confirm.
Auto sequence is locked.
Confirm all flaking
LEO.
ASCOs are green.
All ASCOs are green.
We are go for auto sequence start at T-minus 2 minutes.
It's already up there, but I want to see the launch.
Great news.
Here we go, and at the 2-minute mark, the launch auto sequence begins. So the
Uh-huh.
onboard computer is now taking control of Electron.
I don't know who Rocket Lab is in like I don't
and all
know.
of the
I'm not
launch
familiar
procedures.
with this
The next big
rocket.
thing, of course, will be the ignition of those 9 Rutherford engines. That happens about 2 seconds before launch.
Rutherford and
Those will spool
I'm
up,
not
and
familiar
then
with that
quickly,
either.
As the clock hits 0,
Again, I can tell you about the Big Bang, beginning, end of cosmos, like different exoplanets. I mean, this is more engineering than I have under my belt and familiar with the systems, but it's always fun to watch.
We will see launch. About 90 seconds to go. A reminder, this vehicle is, as we talked about,
Not
the
everyone can know
electrically-driven
everything.
engines, but on board it uses RP1, which is rocket propellant 1, which is a type of kerosene in addition to liquid oxygen.
They're doing
Subject is nominal.
kerosene
AFTS is green and enabled for flight.
with some locks,
Good
There
call
we go.
outs.
liquid
AFTS,
oxygen.
by the way, is the
Okay,
autonomous flight
Sure.
termination system. So if anything goes wrong, it's not a person with a red button to blow it up. It is all done automatically. But everything
The
else is green.
computer.
That's what we want to hear.
Sure.
Coming up on about a minute to go. Chat, are you go for launch?
I'm
We are.
go for
Oh, we are
whatever.
definitely go. Now let's hope Electron stays go under a minute here.
They need to have a drunk person like relaying it to
This is
drunk
always so tense
people.
watching it.
I think
It's
that
so
would be a
different
pretty
from
good
Falcon
hire.
or anything else.
It really is.
Be like, that motherfucker's about to go.
Being able to hear all the callouts is nice.
Absolutely.
You ever eat Taco
And
Bell?
We call
You're
the
about
left
to
and right
experience
unlocks
this.
The gimbal gets ready to track it manually. So that's what that little wobble is. The old
Guarantee you,
rocket
I
blessing,
would,
as Das used to call it.
I would get 500 more people in here.
18 seconds away.
Let's go.
That is from about when it
You're
should
running to the
Of course, we
toilet.
Keep an eye out on the base of the rocket. That will be the key indicator of
You,
launch.
yeah. You ever like nearly get to the
Those
door
engines
and you
will
have to
ignite
go
about 2
shit?
seconds
But the
before
closer
liftoff.
you
So here we
get,
go.
the
Ignition,
more it.
ignition,
Okay, here we go.
and liftoff of Electron. And don't be such a
That's-
square.
That's
As we now see it on its way.
that's like 3 Crunchwrap Supremes, 2 chicken quesadillas with that creamy jalapeno sauce. I mean, we could do that. We could totally do that. All 5 of us. I got 4 viewers, 5 of us. If we went to Taco Bell, like I have my Taco Bell menu done. We could all do this. We don't need all that locks and everything. Like just what is it? 5 hours. Consume that shit.
To a circular orbit.
We could do this. Yeah, Diablo. Yeah, exactly. They have like this rolled up poblano pepper quesadilla. I might get that tomorrow. I very well might. I had a lot of Mexican food today, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Oh, it's very cloudy. It's cloudy here too. The Diablo sauce, that's what they ask. That's what they ask. If, like, sir, would you like any taco hot sauce? Yes, I want the fucking Diablo sauce. I need to feel the burn.
Getting out of there in a hurry.
Oh, that is beautiful. Punching through the clouds there. 1 minute into flight. Everything looking beautiful for Electron on its way into space. Coming up now on max Q, that is maximum aerodynamic pressure pushing down against the vehicle. And you can see that little smoke trail behind it as it passes through max Q.
Yeah.
Everything looking spectacular.
Right.
You can hear the excitement at the press site there still as it...
The excitement, I mean, we launch many rockets every day to shit up our low Earth orbit. It's called the Kessler syndrome. Do y'all know about that? Look it up. Kessler. Kessler syndrome. We have so much shit in low Earth orbit, and it's going incredibly quickly. It's like 28,000 miles per hour or something like that. Could be wrong. Don't dock me if I'm wrong on that. But it's an incredibly fast speed. And if something hits something else, that something else bursts. And then you have that many artifacts or that many items, whatever you want to call it, that many things. Let's call it things. Going that fast, and then they hit something, it bursts. They're going that quickly. Yeah, it's called the Kessler syndrome. Totally going to happen one day. Look. It's a catastrophic theory in which the increase in space debris in orbit triggers a chain reaction of collisions, creating more debris, rendering low Earth orbit (LEO) unusable for satellites and space travel. And Elon Musk, he is up there launching all those Starlink satellites. Do you actually think this isn't going to happen? It totally will. One day. Look it up. Look it up. I'm not here to teach you unless you pay me. If you want to pay me, I'll teach you about it, but yeah, let's contribute to the Kessler syndrome.
Towards its southeasterly trajectory, still going at quite a pace here. We now have about 1 minute left to go in the first stage burn here of those 9 Rutherford engines. So at about T plus 2 minutes and 40 seconds, we will see MECO, or main engine cutoff, when those 9 engines will shut down. That will be followed a couple seconds later by the separation of the first and second stage. And then we should see, and hopefully hear, the ignition of the Stage 2 Rutherford vacuum-optimized engine on Stage 2.
Why would you hear a vacuum-optimized engine if it's in a vacuum? If it's in a vacuum, you're not going to have sound waves. Why the fuck would you ever hear that? If you ever heard a vacuum-optimized engine turn on, it would mean that it turned on in a fucking vacuum, in which way the sound waves would not reach you. So that's not a very good vacuum-optimized engine. Coming from a lowly astrophysicist.
And again,
that sounds very stupid to call it that.
Atmosphere says that color changes tonight. That is spectacular, Max.
It really is, and that is one of the byproducts we get with the Carolox mixture as it climbs further and further into the upper atmosphere, and when there being less ambient air for the exhaust to react to, hence why we see the change in brightness and also color as well.
Exactly, and there's a little bit of latency between our live cameras that we have out there and Rocket Lab's cameras. That's why the clocks are slightly off, just so you're aware. And we should be.
And by the way, I'm not shitting on like their stage that, like, oh, you know, he talking about the vacuum optimized engine and he hates it. No, I'm just saying it's a fucking stupid name for it. Name it something else, because if you're in a different layer of the atmosphere, you're not in a vacuum. If you're in a vacuum, then say it, but just don't word it like it's been worded, because you sound stupid.
Coming up now on stage separation, so we should have MECO, which it sounds like we can hear from the ground confirmation of.
MECO's main engine cut off. I hate that they don't say it every time.
From the onboard cameras here and see if we can hear anything.
I don't like that they call it MECO, main engine cut off, and they call it second stage engine cut off. They could call it SECO. They don't do that, but they call it Miko. They don't call it Seiko. And that thing bothers me because they're not consistent. Main engine cutoff, second engine cutoff. They call it Miko, but not Seiko. Why do they do that? Sophie, talk about Uncharted Space. Does anyone hear it? No, nobody hears it. Unless you're in a nebula, which you're probably not in. In which case, I had to calculate. In my astrophysics class, I had to calculate the time it took for you to say hello. Or whatever word, but hello was the word. How long it would take hello to propagate in the nebula to the end of the nebula, and it took something like, I want to say like 15,000 years or something, into a very rarefied space dust. And rarefied means it's not dense. It's a rarefied gas, like a non-dense gas. It took something like, I want to say it was like 15,000 years. It could be wrong though.
As well.
Okay, there was Miko.
Yeah, but you talk about
Racing?
second engine cutoff. Yeah. This is actually
And
where
there
it
we
came
go.
in.
Ignition of the Rutherford as well. And Ronnie, who was
Go
there?
live. Go live.
43 unfolds to go.
Oh, so they're done. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, yeah, we're shitting up our atmosphere with more stuff. We always love to see it. I have one more shot in me. Why does it suck to be born as a chimpanzee?
You slide out of your mother, somewhere in the forests of Central Africa.
I love this guy, by the way.
Your fingers curl tight around her belly fur before you even take
I
your
need to
first full
get
breath, and your toes grip just as hard,
some
locking
ice
you
that
against
I
her
can
body.
still hear.
She moves
I'll
almost
be right
immediately,
back.
reaching up and pulling herself onto a higher branch, and your weight swings beneath her as she climbs. The motion is sharp and constant, and you hold on because there's nothing else to do. Another female drops down from above and lands on the same branch just ahead. She turns and moves closer, reaching one hand toward you. But your mother twists her body away and pulls her lips back, showing her teeth for just a second. The other female stops, then climbs higher and disappears into the branches above. Your mother keeps moving, swinging across a gap between two trees. Your stomach drops as she launches forward, and the air rushes past your face before she grabs the next branch and pulls both of you across. You lose your grip with one hand, and your body swings out to the side, hanging by just your other hand and both feet. Your mother stops, wraps one arm under your back, and presses you flat against her chest again. The group is moving fast now, and other chimps leap across the same gap behind you. Your mother follows them higher, climbing until the branches get thinner and start bending under her weight. Then she stops, pulls several small branches toward her, and folds them across each other to build a platform. She settles onto it and pulls you close. And for the first time since you were born, nothing is moving. You can't let go yet, the trees don't stop. And if you fall, no one will catch you except her. You're 3 months old now, and your grip is stronger than it was before. Your mother sets you down on a thick branch, while she reaches for figs hanging just above, pulling them off and biting into the soft flesh. You want to move, so you reach out toward a leaf nearby, but your hand slips off the smooth surface and your body tips forward. You dangle by one arm and start screaming, kicking your legs in the open air. Your mother grabs you instantly and pulls you back up, then shifts you onto her back where you can hold on properly. An older juvenile drops down beside you both, hanging upside down by his feet with his arms swinging free. He's curious.
We have one shot of 99 coconuts left. We have a decent container of 7-Up. That's what we got for tonight.
So he reaches forward and touches your face with one finger. You grab it and hold on, and your mother lets this happen while she keeps eating. Then a loud crash comes from the branches above, and a large male comes down fast, moving through the trees with his body swinging heavily from branch to branch. Everyone stops. The juvenile beside you disappears upward in less than a second, and your mother goes completely still. The male passes close, stops right next to you and stares directly at your face for several seconds. Then he moves on, climbing higher and
Do
disappearing
not
into the
fuck.
branches above. Your mother starts moving again.
Do not fuck with chimpanzees. Have y'all ever seen not Don't Look Up. Actually, one of my favorite movies. What is it called? The Jordan Peterson film. It's called something similar to Don't Look Up. I can't think of it right now. Damn. What is it called? Similar to Get Out. Called not Jordan Peterson. Oh my god, please don't look up Jordan Peele. Peele, not Peterson. God damn it. Peterson is a fucking wacko lunatic nut job. It's called Nope. It's called Nope. Not Don't Look Up. It's called Nope.
Breathing normally now and carries you to a different tree farther away. You try reaching for a branch yourself this time, and your fingers wrap around it successfully. You pull slightly, testing your own weight, and manage to hold yourself away from her body for just a moment before letting go and grabbing her fur again. The big male didn't hurt you this time, but you felt how everyone changed when you came close, and eventually you'll understand why. Skip forward a bit, and you're 1 year old now. You can climb alone without needing your mother to carry you, moving between branches and pulling yourself up with your arms and legs working together.
Monkey!
Then loud screaming starts somewhere
across
the
trees,
high-pitched and terrified, so the group moves quickly toward the sound. You follow behind them, gripping each branch and swinging forward to keep up. The adult males have caught a red colobus monkey and are holding it down on a
colobus. He calls it colobus. I've always heard it as colobus.
thick branch, pinning it with their hands and feet. The monkey struggles and screams, thrashing under their weight, but then the sound stops suddenly as they tear into its body with their teeth. Other chimps gather around them, reaching their hands toward the meat and holding their palms open. Your mother pushes closer to the male.
They're eating your own, kind of. They're eating their own. They haven't figured out you probably shouldn't eat.
And reaches up with one hand extended. One of the males tears off a small piece and hands it down to her. She takes it and starts chewing, and you watch her mouth move as she breaks the meat apart. Then she tears off a smaller piece and holds it out toward you. You take it from her hand, and the texture is completely different from fruit or leaves. Tougher and harder to bite through. You chew it slowly and swallow, and the taste stays in your mouth afterward.
Meat.
Another juvenile moves closer and tries grabbing the meat still in your mother's hand. She pulls away quickly, turning her body to block him. Then the adult male above them screams.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. You didn't follow your mama's orders.
And lunges downward with his mouth open, snapping toward the juvenile's head. The juvenile drops away instantly, letting go of the branch and falling into the lower trees. Meat doesn't fall from the branches. Someone has to catch it, and someone else decides who gets to eat it. You're 4 years.
I don't like the Colobus monkey arc. Not a fan of that one. Hold on. Not a fan of the Colobus. I think that's how you spell it. Monkey arc. Not a fan of that one. Hold on.
4 years old now, and you move through the trees without thinking about where to grab or how to balance. You're playing with 2 other juveniles, chasing each other across the branches and wrestling when someone gets close enough to catch. You roll together on a wide branch, pulling at each other's arms and trying to...
Player Slayer. Sun Wukong. Juicy Crabs. Let's wrestle. Or not, I don't know.
Pin each other down. Then loud hooting starts deeper in the forest, sharp and repeated, so your mother
comes
out
I
of
will
nowhere
hoot
and grabs you,
louder
pinning you
than
close
you.
against her chest. All the females with young move together quickly, heading away from the sound, and you look back over your mother's shoulder. The adult
I will
males are running
hoot
through the
so
trees in the
louder
opposite
than
direction,
anyone
moving
else.
toward the edge of the group's territory with their bodies swinging
I
fast
promise
between
you that.
branches. Another group of chimps has crossed into your area, and the screaming starts immediately, loud and chaotic with crashes echoing through the trees. Your group's males charge forward with their hair standing up, and the intruders try to retreat. But one of them is too slow, so multiple males from your group close in on him at once.
Stupid.
They corner him on a thick branch and pin him down with their hands and feet, biting it.
Dude, do y'all know how much this, like, emulates fucking high school? How can anyone say that we aren't in ancestors of a congenial race of apes? Like, we did not evolve from chimpanzees, but we evolved from a common ancestor. Like, clearly we did. I experienced this shit in high school. I learned how to play the saxophone and know a bunch of musical acoustics and astronomy and physics and everything. But, like, this was actually my experience in high school. Like, dude, like, this actually was
into his arms
it.
and back while he screams and tries to pull away. You can see it clearly even from this distance. And then the screaming stops completely. After a while, your group's males start coming back slowly, breathing hard and walking instead of running. Some of them have bite marks on their arms and shoulders with blood running.
Dude, we had, like, little groups of people. We called ourselves the land group. We, like, defended each other. Like, nobody bit us, but... Hey, did I receive every day in 9th grade, like, death threats because I was exploring other religions? I figured out they were all, like, super dumb and none of them had any kind of, like, reality to them. But anyway, did I figure that out? And then, am I in the Bible Belt? Of course I am. I'm in southern Texas, central southern Texas. And people left little cute notes on my desk saying they would burn me in my coven. Yeah, I did. I would say that's kind of like the bite marks. I don't know.
Down through their fur. The forest has invisible lines that mark where your group ends and others begin. You don't know where they are yet, but you know now what happens when someone crosses them. You're 8 years old now, and you're not small anymore. You're sitting at a termite mound with a stripped stick, pushing it into one of the holes and pulling it back out with termites.
I generally have a strip stick, and I push it into a makeshift hole over and over, and I get a lot of pleasure out of that. Maybe I don't eat what comes out of it, though.
Clinging to it, you lick them off and push the stick back in, repeating the process over and over. Then another young man around your age walks over and stops at the same moment, pulling out his own stick and working a different hole on the opposite side. You both...
He knows what he's doing with this. He knows what he's doing. We're not gonna fucking high five and please. I'm already desperate and low.
Feed like this for a while, keeping space between you, but then he moves closer to your side and reaches his stick toward the hole you've been using.
No, don't double.
So you pull your stick.
Don't double penetrate the hole. Don't do that. Come on.
Look away and turn toward him with the hair on your shoulders rising slightly. He slaps the ground once with his hand, making a sharp sound. So you charge forward and crash into him with your chest, and both of you tumble across the dirt together. You grab at his arms while he grabs yours, rolling and pushing against each other and biting at shoulders and forearms, testing how much force the other can take. He gets one hand around your throat and squeezes, so you bite down hard on
We
his forearm,
have
making him let go
about
immediately.
20 more
You both separate
minutes
and
of
stand there breathing
a
hard, staring at
thing
each other.
before
Then
I
an older male
watch
comes down from a nearby tree and walks directly
something.
between you both without stopping. The fight ends right there, and you both look away and move to different trees without trying to continue. You won this time, but there are others bigger and stronger than you, and when you meet them, you'll have...
Bro, can you see my arms? They look like toothpicks. Ain't no motherfucker ever been stronger than me. I am just telling you. In the wild, like, I'm a big guy. I am like a 6'4" Nordic, blonde-haired kind of guy, right? And I'm like posturing like the king chimpanzee. Ain't nobody ever gonna beat me. I played basketball in the 6th grade. And I was banned. Not banned, like BAND, but I was in band from 9th grade to sophomore year in college. Marching band. And then I got lazy and in whatever, and I physics and math and everything. One of these chimpanzees could completely beat my ass, and they would take the fruits of my victory of life, in which I have none. So, fair enough.
Have to find out if winning is still possible. Skip forward and you're 12 years old now.
Is-
You're moving through the trees with another
Do
male
they
around
know
your age,
of
someone you've
beer
been
and
grooming regularly
alcohol?
for
I don't
months,
know.
and he grooms you back just as often. You both find a tree loaded with ripe figs, and an older male is already there feeding on the upper branches. You want some of that fruit, so you climb up slowly and reach for a fig on a lower branch. The older male screams immediately and charges
fig.
down toward you with his mouth open and hair standing up. You normally back away when this happens, but your ally climbs up beside you this time and stands there without moving, so you hold your position too, staying right where you...
Okay, we got some broski relationship going on. Guy was in an inoperable opportunity. Is that a thing? I don't know. Probably said that wrong. He was fucked. Okay, let me go back to base language. He was fucked. Broski came on to defend him. I have no broski. I used to have broskis that were I legitimately had people that I thought at the time were closer than family. Turns out they weren't. Family was family. But in high school and part of college, I thought I had people that were closer than family. But anyway, in this situation, this chimp had another chimp that defended him that was quote unquote closer than family.
You are. The older male stops just before reaching you, screams again louder, but doesn't hit either of you. Then he turns around and climbs back to the upper branches,
He's
continuing
smart.
to feed like nothing happened. You and your ally stay on the lower level and start eating together, pulling figs off and biting into them without being forced to leave. After you've both eaten enough, you move to a branch where you can sit comfortably, and he sits in front of you and turns his back. You start grooming him, running your fingers through his fur and pulling out dirt and dead skin and small parasites. He relaxes completely, letting his arms hang down.
I feel like we're getting a weird, like a homonormality relationship between you.
While you work through different sections of his back and shoulders. Alone, you're still beneath most of the others in the group, but together, the two of you are harder to push around, and
I wish I had a And best friend. That'd be great. I used to have 4 of them. Nobody was above another. But hey, divorce got all of that shit out of my system, right? From 6th grade to 2019. That was fun. Anyway, we're all on our own, baby.
That makes feeding easier and fights less likely. And as long as you keep grooming each other and standing together when it matters, that's not going to change. You're 16 years old now, and a female with pink swelling on her backside moves through the area with several males following behind her. You want to get close?
I mean, pink swelling on her backside? That... We all know what that means, right? If you're a guy... The pussy is ready. I'm just saying. I'm shouldn't have said it, but I'm just saying.
Sir, so you move toward her but keep some distance, watching how she feeds and where she goes. She sits on a branch pulling leaves off and chewing them slowly, ignoring most of the males around her. You move closer and sit beside her, then start grooming her back, running your fingers through her fur and picking out dirt and dead skin.
We all do that. We all just... Dude, how are we not them? Maybe the females don't have fur, but like, come on, like grooming her backside, caressing her, whatever.
And not moving away. Then another male with higher rank than you walks over and tries to push between you both. But your ally from years ago comes down from a higher branch and sits nearby casually, not doing anything but just being there. The other man,
dude, he doesn't even care.
Decides to walk away instead of pushing.
He's like, I'm gonna go jerk off a little bit.
You keep grooming the female, working through her shoulders and down her back. And after a while, she turns around and starts grooming you too, picking through the fur on your...
Oh, dude, she starts grooming you too. That's like, man.
Your chest and arms. Then she stops and moves away, climbing to a different tree. You follow her but keep a respectful distance.
What a fucking cock tease.
Not pushing too close or blocking her path. A higher ranking male tries to mate with her, moving up behind her, but she pulls away and walks in a different direction. After a while, she circles back and moves closer to where you're sitting. She stays near you this time, and when you move toward her, she allows you to mate without walking away or rejecting.
You gotta pixelate that out because... Sex is apparently evil in American culture. I mean, you can fucking blow people's heads up all day. Violence? Who cares? Bro, we get like an active mass shooting every week here in America. But God help you if you got titties and if you want to have sex, which is literally how life happens. Nah, we can't have that because religion, right? Religion is why this is happening. Even though probably you and I and the creator of this video does not give a fuck about religion. YouTube does. But anyway.
Rank still matters in the group.
Hey, there
so
it goes.
does patience. And knowing who
I
will
love
stand
you.
with you when someone stronger tries to take what you've earned. You're 22 years old now, and you've held your position in the group for years without being pushed out or challenged seriously. You're feeding high in a kapok tree.
I am 39 years old now.
Branches. The branch beneath your feet is thinner
Nobody
than the ones
wants
closer
Seven
to the trunk,
Glare.
and it bends slightly under your weight as you lean forward for a better reach. Then a sharp crack sounds below you.
There's a
and
bit...
the branch splits at the...
Hold on. Let's go back. He's a big boy. Fine. He has done his due diligence.
The branch beneath your feet is thinner than the ones closer to the trunk, and it bends slightly under your weight as
Right.
you lean forward for a better reach.
Whenever I was like 8 or 9, I used to go to the top of the tree, like the tippy top of the tree. You know what was super dope? We called it windsurfing. Did not think anything bad about it at the time. Now, horrifying. But then, what would happen is we would get to the top of the branches that we knew that they would support our weight, and we would let the wind currents go through the top of the trees, and we would sway. That's what we would call windsurfing. I don't know if I've ever told that story on this YouTube channel or Twitch channel or whatever. Fun time. That was probably in 1993, 94, something like that.
Then a sharp crack sounds below you, and the branch splits at the base where it connects to the trunk. You start falling immediately, grabbing at smaller branches as you drop past them. The first one you catch snaps right away, barely slowing you down at all. You grab another, and it holds for just a second before breaking too, and your body keeps falling through the gaps between branches.
Oh, I've
you
done
slam
that.
into a thick branch 20 meters down, and your ribs take the full force of the impact.
Why would he die from that? I've done literally this nearly exact thing.
Knocking the air completely out of your lungs. You slide off that branch and keep dropping, hitting another one that spins your body sideways before you...
Right, I played Donkey Kong Country 2. I thought I was Dixie Kong. I've done this thing. Maybe not as high, but I did land on my back, knocking the breath out of me. I could have died. Like, if I had been probably like a foot over to my left, I definitely could have died. It was in Beachway View in Katy, Texas. I can tell you exactly almost where it was. We were playing Donkey Kong Country at the time. Again, there was a Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, I was Dixie Kong. Probably could have been trans, not gonna lie. I like Dixie Kong. She could twirl with her hair. Her hair looked like a banana. Anyway.
Finally hit the forest floor. Your legs don't work right when you try to stand up. You push with your arms, but your legs won't hold your weight, so you collapse and try again.
Yeah,
the group above keeps feeding, and a few of them look down briefly, but none of them come down to where you are. You need to get somewhere safer, so you...
Bro, your friends, by the way, Player Slayer, Juicy Crab, Sun Wukong, whatever. If we're ever in a tree and I fall out, and you have like Big Macs or like McDoubles or something in the tree, and you keep eating them, I'll be okay. Even if I die, I'll know that you were eating good. I'll eat your brain. Okay, I appreciate that. It's a weird thing to say. You could have said, I'll eat the Big Macs and enjoy it. I'll eat the McDoubles and enjoy it. I'll even eat the McRibs and enjoy it. You said I'll eat your brain. It's a weird thing to say. Super weird thing. I've maybe 1 or 2 drinks left in me.
Crawl toward the base of the tree and pull yourself into a sitting position against the trunk. Breathing hurts, and each attempt sends sharp pain through your chest. A leopard is watching from the undergrowth 30 meters away with its tail twitching back and forth slowly.
Easy meal, baby.
After a while, and your body slumps sideways into the leaf litter. The forest kept you alive for 22 years, and then it didn't. Life as a chimpanzee might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way...
It's done. It's done, skis. Player Slayer like wants to eat my brain. Do you think eating my brain will give you like superpowers? Because I promise it won't. My brain is like atrophy. We may watch that tomorrow. After this, what is going to happen? I'm gonna watch like another 10-ish minute video. I'm going to get some food. Actually, I may get some food during the 10-minute video. And then I'm going to go to bed. And then after I go to bed, tomorrow I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go to work or whatever. And tomorrow, by the way, is my last day of work. So, and then when I come home, I'm going to get probably 12 shots of a lot of things, because if you guys don't know, the 21st of December was me and my wife's anniversary. And then we had Christmas, and then she walked out and told me she wanted a divorce on December 26th, and then December 26th or January 6th, I told her everything that I could have done. She kissed me on December 1st, which she clearly didn't want to. And then she actually left me on December 6th, which was the day I got my dream job as a full-time astrophysicist. Now, this is not a great time for Evanglair. I am going to be incredibly drunk for most of the next few weeks. You hear people talking about like how they hate the holidays and like, oh, families together. No, my wife left me on the December solstice, which was our 9th anniversary, and then the day after Christmas she brought up divorce, and then she waited until the day before I got my dream job to completely leave me. So, this is not a good couple of weeks for Evanglair. So if you're here, the next few weeks are going to be very rough. Very, very rough for me. And I'm probably going to re-say this a million times, but, you know. I don't know why I'm here. I want to completely off myself, but, you know. It is what it is, I suppose. Another degenerate driving streamer. Okay, I'm going to make some stuff for me, and we'll watch Penguin Zoo.
I know I've made quite a few videos covering these degenerate streamers that
I'll
go
be back.
live while streaming and then crash their vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna
We
keep
love it.
doing it because I think they need to be clowned on endlessly, and I really think they need to be permabanned from the platforms in which they are broadcasting this deliberately dangerous action that is jeopardizing not only their lives, but the lives of all the innocent people around them on the road. Now this one basically fills out an entire fucking bingo sheet of these degenerate losers. There's nobody typing in his chat. He is broadcasting this garbage to actually nobody, just crickets. There is one person that's not like a bot or a mod there that said a word probably like 15 minutes ago that's still on screen, and yet he is still too focused on streaming to pay attention to the road. He stops at the red light momentarily and then says, fuck it, we'll do it live. goes forward and then basically T-bones a car that's coming through. He runs a red light, blatantly filming his crime. Also, this corny bozo's got such a dog shit stream overlay, I can't help but laugh at it. He's got his kick name as a watermark in the top left of his stream, which has a logo, which is just two fingers doing this, which is something a 12-year-old might think was cool and edgy. And then on the top right, he has Plinko. Now, I don't know if he's trying to, like, promote some kind of gambling partner, but I find that hard to believe because he's not a very big streamer. I don't think he'd have, like, a contract to try and promote Plinko on stake or something like that, because he wouldn't be driving a lot of traffic there. No pun intended, because this guy can't drive for shit, clearly. But I imagine that he's probably not actually contracted to do that, so maybe he's trying to fish for referrals to get himself out of the hole, maybe? Or maybe it's like Plinko as some kind of community building thing where, like, his chat plays Plinko with imaginary points, fucking Monopoly money. I don't know. But I just found that overlay to be extremely silly. And imagine it is actually like a community thing where it's not real money or something. I don't know why he'd have that there. There is no community. Like, it doesn't seem like there's anyone alive in chat with a pulse. So who would be playing that? It'd just be him dropping his Plinko ball by himself, just sad and lonely every time.
Oh my god.
Astute observers may have noticed something anomalous in the chat there. This is right after a crash, a car crash, and chat didn't move. Not a single message, not a peep. Typically, in even the smallest of streams, when something happens, literally anything stimulating, even fucking jingling keys, you'll have people going, oh, wow, 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 look at the wow, wow, wow. Here, nothing. There is literally no one here. It's fucking tumbleweed in this guy's chat rolling through. He gets in a car accident and still not a single message comes across. So there is nobody there. Not his mods, not someone that had this open in the background by accident. Maybe there might be a few viewers that fell asleep. It's probably botted, would be my guess. Why are you even streaming while driving in the first place? Nobody's even fucking watching, brother. This is so unbelievably embarrassing that you jeopardized not only your life, but the life of an innocent person who did nothing wrong, obeying the road rules, and you come out, run the red light, and fucking blast them. I can only pray that they didn't suffer any injuries at your absolute brain-dead, lobotomized ass getting behind the wheel while trying to stream to an audience of nobody.
Oh my god, what happened, bro? Oh my god, bro. How the fuck that happened?
I'm fucking dumb, bro. I got him. I clipped him. I didn't know where I was. I just fucking went straight.
Damn, bro. Let me get off.
It's all good, bro. It's my fault, bro. I told you. Sometimes I was chasing you, bro. I was trying to fucking go.
What's up? I can't turn it off. It's my job, but I won't have you on that stream.
Good news, another kick streamer arrives at the scene to try and milk this for as much content as he can now, so he can put his mouth on the nipple here and suckle from the titty. He is now broadcasting from his perspective here. He knows the guy that got into the wreck, and he was doing LA night crawls and got word about this, so he pulls up here. The guy that you see walking with the guy who immediately owned up to it being his fault is the victim that was hit. So it seems like not overly injured. He's walking around, which is good to see. He requests not to be put on stream, asking, can you turn it off? He's like, nope, can't do that. It's my job. What a saint. Rest assured, this is great news. This is like, you know, fucking Superman arriving at the scene now. We can all breathe easy and celebrate. Another kick streamer is here to make sure that nothing of value gets done here. And instead, just make sure to turn everything into content. So this poor dude, who was just minding his business, driving, who got blasted by another kick streamer who was busy streaming, is now, unfortunately, being forced onto another kick stream. And this guy lingers the entire time, even when the cops show up. He is still filming the victim here, even though he did request, please don't.
How did he clip him, bro? He needs to turn on his hazard lights or something, bro. Oh no, this is the entrance, so it's all good. God damn, dog.
This is the vehicle he clipped here. It's fucking total. This thing got clobbered. Now, it seems like one of the headlights is out here, and I went back to watch the initial impact to see if it was out at the time of impact. It seems like it might have been, but there's only like a single frame where I could find it, and it's a little hard to tell, but I think it might have been. I don't think that would have changed anything because this guy blatantly ran a red light and he has video evidence of it. He filmed himself running the red light and does openly admit to it being his fault, which I certainly wasn't expecting. I thought for sure he'd cross his arms and be like, nope, wasn't me. Why'd you hit my car? What were you doing? Huh? Couldn't help but notice you were missing a headlight. You just came out of nowhere and fucking annihilated me. That was on you. I thought for sure there'd be something like that, him trying to bury the video or something, but no, he did assume responsibility at the scene of the crash.
You know what's fucked up? You can't see the red. So I can't see if it's red, yellow, green. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of saw it through the stream, but yeah, I know what you mean.
On the other side, bro. I didn't even know there was a light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buster, if you can't see that this is red, you should not be behind the wheel of a car.
I agree. I have been here.
It
I have
be
been
made
here
any
all
more
the time.
explicitly clear. Like, Jesus Christ, does God need to put an invisible wall here like a video game developer to keep you out? Like,
I
how
agree.
can you not tell
I
that
agree.
this is red? Also, he starts coming to a stop. He comes to like a pseudo stop and then decides
I
to go
agree.
through. If you didn't know it was red, why did you start stopping in the first place, buddy? What are you talking about?
I agree.
Did
I
you
agree.
know there was a light there? Are you driving with your eyes closed or something? Like, what are you doing? Letting the force try and like guide you around or something? What do you mean you didn't know there was a light there? Are you even lucid? Like, what, you pop fucking 50 perks or something and drive? How would you not know there was a light there? Also, you were coming to a stop. You had to know there was something in front of you. What was making you put your foot on the
I
brake?
agree.
That is like the worst possible excuse when you have video evidence that you yourself recorded to the contrary. I think what happened is when he was slowing down at the red light, he was probably too distracted looking at his stream. He did say when he walked over to the other guy that showed up that he was trying to catch him. I think he was probably watching that guy's stream in the car.
Do you
and wanted
really
get
want to
it
eat
quicker
this
so he wouldn't be
brain?
left in the dust or something. So then he decided, fuck it.
Slayer,
I
Slayer.
don't see anyone else coming right now. I'm just
I
gonna run this
promise
red light
you
without
don't.
actually doing a full survey, and then just ran the fucking red light and then clipped this guy.
I immediately
Driving
promise
with a
you
headlight
don't.
out is dangerous, obviously. But I don't think that was a contributing factor to what happened here. He was unfortunately subjected to the natural disaster of a fucking kick streamer behind the wheel of a vehicle. That's like a terrorist attack. When you have a kick streamer streaming in a car,
He's
you
not
must
wrong.
stay inside,
He's not.
'cause that
He's
is
not
a
wrong.
disaster waiting to
Only
happen.
a top
This
of
shit seems to be
the
happening
top of
every week
the.
now.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. He's just waiting for a tow truck now? Yeah. I was doing calls and I got this alert on Citizen, so we came to check it out. It was your car.
Dude, it's ridiculous. What is happening?
10 minutes ago.
No.
Sickening look into the poisoned mind of a clout goblin using a what could have been fatal accident as a plug for his content. Yep. Luckily, no one died here. Very easily, they could have. That guy's car was in terrible shape. It got absolutely obliterated.
I'm not. Damn. We understand it. Here, Cinnamon Toast Can. We got a 20-minute video. Gym creep arrested for asking for. I think it's a threesome. I can't even get a one-some. I can't even get a singular person liking me. Imagine why. Why? Largest planetarium director in Texas. Got a good, stable job. Good, stable future. I don't think I'm, like, the ugliest person ever created? I don't know. Maybe I am. Who knows?
Time for some police body cam. We're
Okay.
checking out police step in when creep asks random women
Okay.
for threesome with a O, like a 0.
Threesome.
I guess maybe to avoid
Fair
getting
enough.
flagged. I don't know. All right. So yeah, at the gym, can you imagine just working out, hitting the iron, an old bro here with his gold necklace is like, "Hey yo,
Nope.
how about me and probably your girl?
How about no?
Yeah.
How about
Me
no?
and my boy. I don't know which way that go.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just point out random people in the gym. Like, yo, me, you, and that person over there.
We all got hot bodies, you know. Let's go do some.
I think the last time I was in a legitimate gym, it had to have been $1999 with dodgeball in the 8th grade. Because in 1990, no, yeah, because in 2000, I was in marching band, and that was gym. Marching band, very hard. Especially, you play tenor saxophone, you carry that fucking, like, 40-pound instrument everywhere. Yeah, that shit was tough, man. Alright? And nobody can say, like, oh, you weren't athletic in marching band. Fuck you. You carry a 40-pound instrument every fucking day of your life on your neck. Infinite back pain. In fact, I probably have back pain right now. Anyway, point is, let's go.
Some Pilates together.
Talk to me over there real quick just so we're not around all the way. So I can,
Okay, shoot. Can you check the cameras too?
Yeah, we'll figure everything out.
I'll file a complaint against him. Get your shoes.
Try to hit that
Right,
Yeah, check
right.
The cameras. I got 5 complaint against this guy. Get your shoes and get out.
We love it.
Yeah, check
We
them
less it.
cameras.
All right, yeah, they gonna figure it out. Don't worry.
All right, just grab your shoes. We'll go over here real quick.
Sure, absolutely. That's not me.
Oh, they're already like asking